pretty good. I'll show you the end product. This is what they look like when they come out. And as you can see, the rust just flies off. And then the next process is this here. That's got the anti-rust on it. Cleans all the rubbers, get cleaned in the electrolysis process. So I'll armour all that after I spray that. That'll be today's job, and tomorrow we'll show you what they end up finished. But right, this is straight out of the electrolysis machine. All the gunk and all that's still there. It's just that easy to take the rust off now. I'll still give it a hit with the wire brush afterwards, just before painting. Now, then all I do is I just give it a light spray with any generic degreaser, not an industrial degreaser. This is like one for the kitchen. And I stick it in some hot water, give it a good scrub. And it's that easy. Rightio, we've got these Cutlass freewheeling hubs. I don't know much about them. All I know is they're pretty scungy. They're in a bad way. So I'm going to put them on the old spin on the old lathe. Take a couple of thous off. See if we can get them to look a little bit better. Give it a go. Clean the face off first. Go down the side. So while you machinists watching out there, please turn away. I am not a machinist's asshole. So far so good. We've taken barely anything off. It's mainly the old paint and a bit of oxidisation. Alright, let's do the main face and we'll polish her up. Give ourselves every opportunity to get a nice cut. Make sure that's all tight. Yep. Alright. Make sure we get to the end. Alright, fire up. Do this in 2 passes. Mainly want to take the paint off, but I don't want to cut too much. Okay, we need more of it. To cut the edges off the I don't know much about these lockers. They're not the fairy one. They're not the fairly ones. They're not the ABM ones. I think they're called Power Lock. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if they're any good. I know that a few Land Rovers have got them. If anyone knows anything about them, leave a comment below.
Time that we start tackling some of the body work, and I'm going to start with the hood. Hood's obviously, like all the other body panels, made of aluminium, called Bride or something like that, made in England. Now we've got one big hole here which was directly over the carburetor, and it's obviously burned through. Something fairly bad's happened here, so that requires filling. And most of the other holes here are either for the rubber grommets or for pop rivets, but this hole in particular here, that doesn't belong as well, so we're going to fill that up. I've been doing a little bit of research and talking to some people, and the consensus is using 5356 aluminium welding wire, which is what I had anyway, is sufficient to weld these panels. I've got some scrap aluminium outside that I'm going to have a play with. So the idea is I'll probably get my settings by welding two of the clean aluminium sheets together, get my settings that way. Then I'm going to cut a patch out of here, and then I'm going to use this material against the new aluminium, have a bit of a play and make sure I get my settings right before I tackle this piece itself. Alright, let's get it. Cut the hole. I've got my little patch piece there, and that's a part of the material that I cut out, and as you can see it's welding pretty nicely. So yeah, it's looking good. For what it's worth, I've got my settings sitting at 14.5 volts, and I would call that about 6.5 to 7 millimeters a second. Obviously all machines are different, but that's what's working for me at the moment. Alright, let's see how we go. It seemed to work out not too bad. So we've filled up that hole. That's fully patched up. There was a fairly significant amount of distortion. Being aluminium, I'm hoping that it'll be fairly easy to get it back and stretch it back into shape. And I've had decent penetration on the other side, so hopefully, except for perhaps a few areas, I won't need to hit it from this side too much. But we'll see. Well, let's clean this up. Oh, just another thing too, I've been using, I do have flat discs, but I find that these, you get a little bit more of a consistent linish when you use these. It's more flat, and you don't dig into the material as much. Well, that's the theory anyway. We'll see how we go. Right, so I've done the first pass on the linishing. That hole has come up really well. This one, I've got a hole there and a few pieces where I've got some undercutting with the weld. So I'm going to quickly tack over them, grind them up, then I'm going to do the underneath. Okay, so we've got the underside cleaned up also. Now, the next job is we've got some, the bracing, which is mild steel. We've got a few rust issues that we're going to need to throw some patches in for. That's probably the worst area there. So the next step is going to be drilling out all of the pop rivets and separating the aluminium from the frame. I decided to keep the frame on while I was welding the aluminium, just to, I don't know, in an attempt to minimise the distortion while welding the aluminium. It kind of worked, I'm not sure. Either way, I'm not too worried, we'll get that back. There is a little bit more aluminium welding to do though here. So there was a whole bunch of aluminium corrosion here. So if you have a look on this side, that's the way we should be looking. Obviously, I'll do a repair on this as well. That seems to have come away, or I'll weld a patch in. But on this side, it's totally gone. So I'll probably, I don't know, replace a section along there, or maybe, yeah, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, first things first, remove this frame. Let's have a look at this frame. So, got a few patches to make, including this brace, which was originally over here, similar to those braces over there. So I'm tipping I'll have to grind these out and just make some new ones. That's not such a big deal. Got some holes here as well. I suspect under there is not going to be great, so we'll have to do a patch across here. I'm going to get a wire brush and some grinding and have a really good look at what's going on here. Again, we've got some patching here. Now this is probably the worst spot, and as you can see, it just flexes and bends, so whatever that original shape is most likely gone. However, this side is looking pretty good, so I should be able to take a template off this flat bench, make a template, something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but not the biggest deal in the world. Now the hood latch is got a couple of bolts underneath you can't see at the moment, and they are seized good and proper, but that's okay. What I'm going to end up doing, I've marked out this bracket where it sits, because behind the bracket itself is okay, but behind this bracket it's totally roached out, so I'll probably put a patch and re-weld this bracket anyway. So I'll cut this off, play with this in the vise, because I don't really want to buy a new one of those, or Adolfo would not like to buy a new one of those. And yeah, and the rest of it is just bits and pieces here and there, couple there. That side over there is looking fairly solid. I'll have a closer look once I get the wire brush out and a bit of a grinding and a bit of a poke with a screwdriver, but it is almost not fixable, but I think it's worth it. This is a bit that concerns me, but we'll see how we go. And this is the way that I bend my steel. No point buying a steel bender, that'd be too easy. Steel bench, some clamps, and go-getter attitude works just as well. So I've made a template, should be able to transfer that over to this piece and hopefully replace this nasty section here. I've pretty much concentrated on getting the majority of this part done. I've still got this beam in there to do, and just a few other pinholes in a few other places, and we are done. Giddy up. Save for a few pinholes, I've finally done this. I've fabricated some new braces, drilled some holes, done some sort of spot weld slash plug welds. So that's all done. I've decided rather than try and patch this up, I'm just going to fold up a new one. I just think it's going to be easy to cut that out and start again. And a few more pinholes down there and a few little patches, and we're done. This thing absolutely kicked my ass. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. It's not perfect, but I think it'll suffice. Worst case scenario, we get a new frame. But I'm actually fairly confident that I've matched that radius with that radius, and it should work out pretty well. Bit of rust converter and a paint job, it should look pretty schmick.